How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing: always protect your profits. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about MULN and as well as for Polestar. Both of these stocks did show some strength on the day, so I want to make sure you guys are prepared, especially going into tomorrow. So let's take a look at them. So we could see for today, MULN closed at 90 cents, being up 9.02%. On the low, it tested 85 cents, and then on the high, testing 93 cents. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 111.775 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 62.848 million shares. So we had above average volume on the day, and we saw some strength in the stock, of course. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, here's what I want to bring to your attention. We have the 9 EMA that's looking like it wants to try to get to the 21 EMA, and that's exactly what we want to see, because that will give us a sign that this bullish trend will continue. So I'll be looking out for that. The 9 EMA is at 85 cents, and you can see the 21-day EMA is at 90 cents. So we did end up seeing a high at 93 cents, and this is a very significant level. And the reason behind it, if we're able to get back to this level and break above it, then the next area that we could see MULN seeing some resistance is at 95, and of course right at that $1 level. The $1 level is very important. This is a psychological area. There could be many who are looking to take profits. And we also do know, when we take a look at the recent price action, and I've talked about this in previous videos, we used to have resistance at the 9 EMA. So the fact that we were able to use the 9 EMA as support, and you can see that we have some resistance at the 21 EMA, the further move up will help this stock out. As far as for the downside is concerned, if we end up having a bearish pattern, you want to see us breaking below 85 cents, because we wouldn't have a higher low. We had a higher low from the previous close on the Friday, and even if it does decide to pull back, we know there are a lot of buyers in MULN in regards to the mid 70-cent range, but I don't see that happening in the near term. I do see that more buyers are going to want to step in. You can see from the stochastics down below, looks like we are going to be seeing some momentum into the stock, so let's see if that could actually continue. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for MULN. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings for the 15th, we have Nuveen Asset Management LLC that purchased 524,819 shares, and we have Bank of New York Mellon Corp that purchased 463,541 shares. So those are some sizable positions, and we also have some closed positions as well, which we had from Adam Investors LP and as well as XTX Topco Limited. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 53.86%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 35.21 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.9 million, updated 5 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 25.43%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 11th, it is at 52.03, and then for the close of the 12th, being at 53.86, and then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 15.79%. So MULN still continues to have short squeeze potential. Let's move on to Polestar. Let's take a look at the chart for Polestar. So it closed at $9.90, being up 1.54%. On the low, it tested $9.62, and then on the high, testing $9.91. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 966,936 shares, and then taking a look at the average volume over 10 trading days, it is at 1.463 million shares. So we did have below average volume, but we still saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, the first thing I want to bring to your attention, we have the 9 EMA that is crossed over the 21, and you can see as for Polestar, it's found support just above it. It is at $9.60, and we tested a low at $9.62. If we take a look at the previous candle from Friday, yes, we did form a lower low, but at the same time, it did show some strength in regards to closing above the 50 EMA, and this is exactly what we want to see. And the reason why this is important, we can look forward to tomorrow, Polestar wanting to make that move to go back into $10. We could also see from previous days, we've been dealing with resistance right here at this $10.12 level. So if we're able to break above it, then I'd want to see a move going all the way to $10.51, which I believe is very achievable if bulls are coming in and they're buying up the stock. Now, as far as for the downside is concerned, since we did see a low at $9.62, if we decide to make another low, that gives us lower lows for the past 2 trading days. So where I'd want to find support would be at the 21 EMA right here around $9.51. If we break below that level, that's where we can start testing 940 and potentially coming down into the 930s. So keep an eye on that level, but for the most part, the momentum is looking really good in Polestar. Let's see if we can get that retest going back above 10 bucks. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Polestar. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So we have a good amount of filings here for the 15th. Let's take a look at it. So we have Fortis Advisors LLC that purchased 10,000 shares, Morgan Stanley that purchased 137,220 shares. We have Pansera Capital Management LLC that purchased 8,650 shares. We also have Subsequana International Group that went in with calls and as well as puts. The call value is just over 2.5 million shares and the put value is just over 1.47 million shares. We also have Union Square Park Capital Management LLC that purchased 328,186 shares, and we have the Jefferies Group LLC that went in with some puts with a value of 279,000 shares, and we also see that they have a share position of 60,081 shares. We have PPAC Gladstone Financial Corp that purchased 10,000 shares as well, and the rest we have already covered, but it's good to see that institutions are loading up. And then when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 55.75%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is at 474,209 shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 4,000, updated 8 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 165.63%, so that is right up there. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 11th, it was at 58.19, and then for the 12th, it is at 55.75, so it decreased a little bit. And then taking a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 7.66%, if we have buying pressure continuing to come into Polestar, we could see further moves to the upside, especially taking into consideration those high short borrow fees. So that pretty much sums up the video for you guys. So as far as for MULN is concerned, just to give you guys my final thoughts on it, it was great to know that, you know what, they have 99 million in cash. So I feel for an EV company, it looks like they're going to be needing some more cash in the future. But as far as for traders and for the short-term outlook, we could continue to see some momentum into play, so you want to keep it on close watch. And as far as for Polestar is concerned, we want to see that move going to $10. You know the levels that you want to watch in regards to the breakout levels, so let's see what it does going into tomorrow, or if you're catching this video the day of on Tuesday. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, and if you found a lot of value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button. We'll talk soon.